What's up, guys? This is Griffin at Eddie's Guitars, checking out some of our finer double-cut electric guitars. This one in particular is a Tom Anderson drop top in Maui Kazowie Sun Surf. I actually had no idea what this guitar looked like, and I thought the name was so funny. I looked it up on the website, and it is pretty impressive. And then we actually ended. There's no one in the stream yet. So okay. We just play for a minute. Okay, cool. I'm being told by my producer that I should scrap all of that before. Let's give one up for our wonderful producer, Hambone. So yeah, this is a Tom Anderson drop top, not the shorty. It's a standard scale length. I found it cool that they do make a shorter scale model. You don't see that very often with Strats, so I would like to get my hands on one. I can't. They have one on the way, a Mocha burst one with a HSH configuration that should show up here any day. I cannot wait to get my hands on it. But as for right now, this particular one doesn't leave much to be desired at all. As I was saying before, it comes in this Maui Kazowie Sun Surf finish that, like I said, the name was so crazy I had to look it up before I saw it. And then, lo and behold, the next day one actually showed up, so I got to check it out. We had to photograph it. We had to even do a video with it because we were just so impressed with it. I'm the newer guy here, and I was just so, on my first day here, before I even worked here, even thought about working here, I actually tried out one of these guitars, and it blew me away so much that it just became my next like mountaintop guitar that I just actually absolutely have to have. And as I've done more research on them from working here and seen more of them come through the doors, the features that they come with, they really drive home what makes it, why it clicked so much for me. Things that aren't so readily apparent, like just the pickups, for instance, just jump right out at you. I've used a lot of different models of pickups in the past, bare knuckle, Seymour Duncan, I've had hand wound, I've had active, passive, anything you can think of, and these impress me just as much as anything else I've ever played. They're just so responsive. They respond to so much pick attack. And then the single coils, you don't lose much volume at all. Just that classic single coil sound, but you don't sacrifice any punch, you don't sacrifice any dynamics. I've just been over the moon with every single one of these that I've played. I can't think of anything I would change about it, other than making maybe a little bit shreddier of a shape, maybe. But who knows? They might actually do that. Even down to the fact that you might notice there's only 2 bolts on the back of this neck. I was curious about that from the first one of these I saw. It turns out there's this A-shaped neck joint right here. Let me see if you can. Yeah, there we go. Get it at the other camera, kind of right up in there. It keeps the neck from moving. So you get the benefits of a set neck guitar as far as stability goes, with the sound and spank of a bolt-on guitar, which I think is awesome, super impressive. It's like I said, it's kind of what made it click for me right away. So yeah, So you've got your just classic, just super throaty bridge pickup. It would clean up super nice, but as far as this goes, it's got a ton of push. It's super round, but it's not aggressively high output. It's not. I'm trying to think of some pickups in the past that have been. I don't want to throw any names out, so yeah, I won't do that actually. I've played some pickups in the past that are just so bright and so high output because they think that that's what you want out of a bridge pickup. You want just so much of that, but this is dialed back a little bit more. You could do pretty much anything on it. It's a bridge pickup I could imagine you actually playing clean tone on and being satisfied with it. And then you've got my favorite settings on any HSS, HSH, or even some HH configurations. Your split tones, either your second or your fourth positions. These are my favorites. And these jump out a tremendous amount on this guitar. I'm super pleased with it. With single notes, chords, rhythmic stuff, right-handed stuff, even like palm muted legato, for instance. Like you can get those individual notes to ring out, and that's not something that can happen on most guitars, most pickups, especially those settings where you lose a little bit of that push. And I've been very impressed with that. And as you can see, it responds a lot to pick attack. It really, how much. You decide how much these are going to push your amp by how much you want to dig in, which is really what I look for in a solid pickup. How do you mind switching me over to a clean channel? Sure. Just get me on the wet one. So yeah, just like I mentioned, you're not sacrificing anything using the bridge pickup on clean. And you can bring it down to a single coil if you really desire that Stratocaster style of clean. But then, of course, you can get into my favorites as well. Again, your second and fourth settings. Just adding that spankiness that I look for. All of the tones today are coming out of my Fractal Axe-Fx 3 with various different amps and cabinets depending on the type of patch that I'm doing. Most of the distorted and overdriven tones are coming from a stereo setup, and then this is just a basic model of a high watt with a couple reverbs and delays onto it. No questions? Any guitars on the wall that you have questions about? If you have any questions about this particular guitar or in general, please just let us know. Drop a line in the chat. Otherwise, it will grow continuously more awkward the longer that I have to play and come up with things to say. To say thank you to any viewers that are in and that didn't immediately turn off the video upon seeing that Matt wasn't in it. I'd like to really say that I do appreciate that very much. mind get me on my lead patch? So the thing, it's a player. It does not fight you at all. That is the thing that stuck with me most about these guitars, is that they just make music want to come out of you, even when you're on a live stream and scared like a deer in the headlights. This patch has 3 noise gates on it, and it still has that much sustain. These, like I said, the resonance and the push that these guitars, like, you don't need to put as much effort into trying to make the notes come out, and yet this guitar just does the rest of the work for you. It's like, I got you. I get what you were trying to do, and then it does the rest of the heavy lifting for you, which I can relate to wanting and needing from an instrument. When you play stuff that's a little bit above what you're capable of, which a lot of us guitar players who like to do the faster stuff do, you need instruments that's going to help you. It's not going to stand in your way. And that's all I can say about this thing, is it's here to help you make music. Which you would think would be common sense and a thing for all manufacturers, but not as common as you'd think. Thanks, Jim.
So he also appreciates that Matt is in it.
Jim is a ripper of a player. The gentleman that just told me to get it, as he said. He absolutely is a phenomenal player. Yeah, you've seen him in videos here, and you will see him in videos in the future. Another thing to say to not scare you off, I am definitely nobody's replacement. Matt says hello from about 8 feet away. Offsets. Now, when they were, we have a monitor that I keep looking at that Hondra's gonna have to completely bisect and turn the other way. Just like Narcissus, I cannot help but look at myself in any screen. Oh, and now he flips the camera screen around. We actually do have an offset. I made it a point to grab this really cool paisley black Journeyman. This custom shop bad boy right here. Definitely gonna have to get it off the high gain patch with these P90s. Throw on that heavy mod patch. Let's get weird. Yeah, it's the last one. This guitar really just, in the same way that I said that one just makes notes leap out of you and just makes you want to create music, this one just like oozes like just vibes, like things that make you want to spontaneously come up with a chord progression, spontaneously come up with a groove. When I was making this patch last night, this was actually the guitar I had in mind for it. I'm looking for a seal of approval from our resident pedal expert, and he's refusing to make eye contact, so we'll take that as we will. He's also focusing on about 50,000 other things, so I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. Offsets are a genre, a shape of guitar that I've neglected for so long just because the people that played them didn't often play the styles of music that I played. But recently, with a lot of the newer genres and a lot of newer players, they've picked them up, done things on them that I very much admire and would like to do. So I opened my mind up a little bit and I've tried them out, and I've been super impressed with a lot of stuff. Fender Custom Shop makes a ton of stuff. We have the Shelton over here. That's a phenomenal offset as well. Both great instruments. I might actually grab that Shelton. These Sheltons are also a very impressive company. One of my first weeks here, one of these came off a truck, and I was very, very impressed. I saw videos of them, and I'd heard Donnie and Hondra mention them. But again, offsets never really caught my eye, so I just kind of logged it in the database and figured, okay, cool. But then when one came off the truck, I played it, and even unplugged, just sitting in the basement, it just had this character to it that was undeniable, super unique. And I'm really proud that we get to carry stuff like this, that just manufacturers that just make stuff that's unlike anything else. Just these two guitars, just look at how much the modulation is affected by just the change in these pickups. Add a little drive, get rid of the modulation there. So these are extremely playable. You're not stuck in the corner of where you thought you normally would be with a lot of what you see these guitars being utilized for. Once again, very impressed with the Shelton stuff. Let's see if we can get this guy to cooperate. We just unboxed this last week. One of my guitar students is fangirling out right now because Jason Richardson is his favorite guitar player. This is the Jason Richardson Signature Cutlass in Rorschach Red. It's the 7-string version. It's the only 7-string we have on the wall today. As the resident prog nerd of the store, I had to make it my business to first plug in my guitar, of course, and then make one 7-string available. Now, it's tuned down to A, so hopefully the string wants to cooperate, and if it doesn't, it's my fault. It's not the guitar's fault. It came with 59s, and I'm trying to tune it down to A, so sounds pretty good to me. If you're unaware who Jason Richardson is, he's the guitar player in, he was in Born of Osiris, he was in Chelsea Grin. Now he's a solo guitar player. He went on tour with Luke Holland a few years ago to tour his solo album. He's one of the deadliest guys on the planet. He absolutely has flawless technique, just master shredder. If you think shred guitar, he's one of the guys on this generation's Mount Rushmore for sure. Super, super gifted guitar player. Writes, some of his music is literally, he's got song titles like Tendinitis because of how insane some of his techniques are. Not exactly, I can't really demonstrate them because I don't have quite that level of technique. This guitar, just like the rest of the Music Man stuff, it's phenomenal. The fit and finish, the attention to detail, Music Man's been doing it a long time, and they really, really just knocked it out of the park. I've actually played the Sterling version of this as well. Also a phenomenal instrument, but this is on a whole other level. Like, this is just phenomenal stuff. The level of stability they get on the neck while keeping it so thin is just almost unparalleled by other manufacturers. like I need to practice my 7-string material a little bit more. Let's check out that neck pickup on a lead. You mind switching to the lead patch for me, Hondro?
Yeah.
Once again, this is Griffin at Eddie's Guitars, trying out some of our electrics, mostly double cut, crazy finishes, different bursts and whatnot, different exotic woods, different pickups, different options. Just let us know if you have any questions about any of them. If you would like me to demo anything out that you see, just let me know. I'm gonna get rid of this 7-string because my worst fear about the A string is coming to fruition. I'm actually going to try out this James Tyler guitar. These have some of the most striking finishes I've ever seen on an instrument before, but I've actually never plugged one in. Ooh. So this is my unfiltered first reactions to how these things sound and play. Pickups sound incredible. Very responsive, very clear. The pickup, or the plastic on the pickup's muting me a little bit. Man, if I could control that, that'd actually sound really cool. Yeah, the favorite settings, the second position sounds good. Yeah. Yes, this is a very, very finely crafted guitar. It was always a looker. I was always impressed with how every single one of these looks. I'll even go on Reverb and see ones that we don't even have, and be kind of blown away by just the amount of different ways these look. So if you're somebody that purchases one of these, you can rest assured that your guitar isn't going to look like anybody else's guitar. That's for sure. Even two of these, we have two of these Burning Waters. They look like completely different instruments. I'd just like to reiterate 3 noise gates and still have that much sustain on the guitar. That's what's I've actually only been at Eddie's about a month, and that's the one thing that's just been the most apparent thing every day when unboxing these guitars is the buzzwords that everybody talks about, your warmth and brightness and resonance and sustain and all those things that that everybody talks about looking for in guitars. That's what these brands engineer into them, and at the highest levels of them, they the mojo, these indescribable qualities in these instruments appear at a much higher rate because these companies seem to have engineered or figured out a way to engineer it into the production of their instruments, and it's really impressive, and I'm going to continue to be blown away by it for a long time to come. I don't know how these guys have been able to do it so long. There's my pickup plastic. Once more. Yeah, I've actually was very impressed with this guitar. I'm not usually a fan of like raw unfinished necks, so that's why I never just felt the urge to plug it in. But like this guy right here. But it's very smooth. Upon second examination, I think I don't think it's raw. I think they put something. I think they put something just very light on it. But it glides. That was what I was concerned about. It definitely glides. I don't get any resistance or anything like that. So yeah, these are absolutely phenomenal instruments. Unassuming from the neck angle, but it just very cooperative, very striking from the eye. I'm very impressed. Moving on to some of the Eddie's bread and butter, the Suhr guitars. These are another brand of double cuts that I was just really just blown away with. I kind of knew what to expect from different guitar players that I follow that are super into the brand, but the consistency and the level that each one of these comes in through the door at is just kind of mind blowing. Each one I really like. I unboxed so many of them, and each one is exactly as good as the last. It really is truly impressive. So let's give this one a whirl. Just gonna try to dry clean tone on this one. Looks like they stuck in some reverb on me. This particular model comes in this Bengal burst finish that I can assure you in person has so much depth. I mean, in video it looks incredible, but in person it's just, I know everybody says that about every quilt. I didn't really understand it until I started working here. Really, the depth of some of these finishes are truly mind-blowing. But what you can see is this unbelievable flame on the back of the neck. It really, like, that never gets old. I'm really asking a lot of Alejandro. Drop a like in the chat for Alejandro, not for me, but for him. He's doing a lot more work than I am right now. See right there, he just did his job perfectly and then looked at me. Wow. I really, it's hard to put into words like the difference between this and, you know, your the Strat that's you know, taking up dust in your closet, but there's a reason why this isn't picking up dust. That's all I'm going to say. Oh, yeah, I mean, Paul Gilbert's a huge inspiration for me. I'm a huge fan. Much smaller hands, so there's many things he can do that I can't do. His technique is just like mountainous, just a unscalable peak that maybe one day I'll be able to see, maybe not reach, but from wherever my campsite is, I'll be able to see where it is. Yeah, Paul Gilbert is. If you haven't checked out Paul Gilbert, he's one of those Mount Rushmore guys from not my generation, previous generation, but truly one of the greats, and just a genuinely humble and nice guy. I've heard stories of my previous guitar instructor Vinny met him, and his band opened up for his band back in the 80s, back when Mr. Big was just coming out, and he said he had just come back from Japan. He had a Super Famicom, or Super Nintendo. It's the Japanese version of the Super Nintendo. So he basically just played Super Nintendo with Paul Gilbert back in the 80s, and he said he couldn't have been a nicer guy. I can't see I've been given any indication to the other case. I've watched a ton of his stuff. One of my favorite YouTube videos is him and Marty Freeman on some strange Japanese game show where they they draw a letter from the alphabet, and then they have to play a riff from a band that's based around the letter from the alphabet. And I always thought, like, man, why can't American shows be like that? Where's my alphabet riff American show, you know? But yeah, I'm a huge fan of Paul Gilbert. Anything that I can do that is, if anybody's going to compare me to that, I'll take that as a huge compliment. So yeah, thank you.
Greetings from Atlanta. And good-looking honky says, Eddie, hi friend, Peter North here, old adult film star. I admire guitar players. Wifey and I enjoy your stream this evening. Thanks, Peter. He also wants to know if you know any Dio.
Do I know any Dio? I think I know the Kill Switch Engage cover of Holy Diver, but I don't have any guitars in drop C. Do I have anything with a fixed bridge that I could put down in drop D? The answer to that is no. I'm getting a hard no from Hondro to drop D. He's taking a hard anti-drop D stance. But yes, so let's maybe I can play it in E standard. Nope. Nope. Close enough. Hey Matt, we're just playing Holy Diver in E standard. We're caught. You want to shred this thing up, Matt, real quick? And now for the moment everybody's been waiting for.
Can we superimpose more of your playing on top of my video work here? Hi folks, they call me Griffin. It's got the tone.
I've been told.
Jerome is asking which one is your favorite of the guitars you've played. I don't know if that's here or just in general.
Jerome just asked which of my guitars was my favorite. I'd just like to, before I answer that, I'd like to thank Matt for adding some credibility to this stream for the 5 seconds that he played. Of this wall, the Tom Anderson is my favorite, and of all the guitars that I played here, the Tom Anderson Guardian Angel that I played in a few of our reels is really, really up there. As far as playing, sounding, as far as looking, we got a Suhr Hollow Flake in last week. That was this black guitar with a rainbow sparkle finish on it that I still think about. Every day I think about this guitar, and it was truly like breathtaking. And then as far as like acoustic guitars and stuff, the Ryans that Matt has been so gung-ho over really have blown me away as well. The Ryans, the Santa Cruzes, Collings. I mean, I'm so new here that I'm pretty much blown away with everything I unbox. I'm truly feel like blessed to be around so much of this cool stuff. So if you're having trouble discerning, like, if you gotta have two of the guitars on this wall, just flip a coin, because you're not gonna be disappointed with anything on there. But yeah, I'd say as far as like all the features coming together to create something that at the end of the day is a music making tool that leads me into the place that makes the best music, I would say the Tom Andersons have that kind of just some greater than the sum of its parts, all encompassing holistic thing that just, it's that X factor. Not to say that you can't get the X factor out of every single other brand that we have here. That Cutlass I just played, that 7-string, phenomenal. The Alembics we've got here, I mean, it's all just a matter of what type of music you're trying to make, and what type of thing you're plugging it into. It's truly that's what's so cool about all this stuff is you're only limited by options, really.
A gentleman by the name of Kyle Cease is asking to get some spicy riffage griffage.
Kyle Cease, he works at a small guitar shop you might not have heard of off the St. Charles Rock Road. We won't even mention them by name. It's a guitar store or something like that. I can't think of the name. They got a big red logo. He's asking for a tasty riffage. I don't know exactly what that entails, but I'll do my best. Apologies for the sniffling. I've had to blow my nose the entire duration of this live stream. I mean, just listen to how responsive that is. Like, I've got a compressor on there making things more consistent, but I barely have to press to get extra volume or consistency. Sorry, I've got somebody distracting me out of the frame. They're really putting me through the ringer here. I've got some distracting coworkers. Hopefully they don't roast me for getting so distracted in this video when they're the ones contributing to it. Oh, we've got another guest.
I'm not playing.
Celebrity Licks.
No.
Celebrity Licks from Granville himself.
Come on. Oh, yeah, buddy. So good.
It's a good thing we've got it on video for the HR department. You know, I didn't play this guitar when it came off the truck because I was scared of scratching the finish, but now I've played it too much to the point where this is actually becoming one of my favorite ones. That would be another thing is play any one of these guitars long enough, you'll find something to appreciate about it. I'm, again, from being the newer guy here, I've just seen so little of this stuff that it just still continuously has me just head over heels, just happy to be here, basically. Do I know any Chan? Let's see. I know up until that point of that riff. I know. Nope, I don't know any Chan. All right, that's enough before I get copyright struck or embarrassed. Whichever of those is worse, I don't know. Oh, maybe a bridge pickup would sound better for that. How long have we been going for?
We're about 50 minutes. 51, 52 minutes. That feels like an hour.
I'm gonna grab something with holes in it. So we actually had the room fully stocked with guitars, and then lo and behold, one of the ones we had the room stocked with sold, and we had to find new ones. And I knew exactly which one I wanted first in line to put it back in here, and it was this PRS Wood Library Hollow 2, I believe, in River Blue. Just look at this neck and back and everything.
Bring it closer to you.
Just ridiculous amount of flame. Tune this bad boy up. Hopefully it doesn't blend in with my shirt too much. Yeah, get me on that wet clean. Listen to that air moving around. Now, I know that's hilarious to say when you're used to seeing Matt come in here and play basically barrels with strings on them, but this when I've got the benefit of having this processor pump a lot more air into it, so I only need a little bit to start with. But one thing I've always been impressed with these is just the ability for them to have that air move around. That's just compounds with reverb and delay and any sort of modulation that you have. We had one of these come in at the guitar store that will not be named about a year ago. It was in Salmon. Wood Library Hollow 2. And that was the first one I'd ever played. It I absolutely fell in love the first time. So anytime one of these comes out of the box or we get one off the truck, I'm just really happy to see it. Testament to how fun that guitar is to play. I kind of forgot I was sitting here there for a second. I'm going to lead us out with the one I started with. You mind getting me over to the, I guess just the lead patch. Thanks, guys. This has been Griffin at Eddie's Guitars. Hopefully I can do this again in the future. Get a bunch more cool guitars in here and answer any questions for you. Have a great day. We'll see you soon.